You're back, and so are we at Stock Car Facts. Today we have on the show 2025 ARCA Menards Series Champion, Brenden Butterbean Queen. Let's have a listen in and see what the champ's got to say. Here with Brenden Queen on Stock Car Facts at Toledo Speedway the day before the Owens Corning 200, the ARCA finale for the 2025 season. And the first thing I got to ask you is, what's with Butterbean?
Yeah, when I was born, I looked like the boxer Butterbean.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I got the nickname.
Oh, gee, thanks.
So
That's a big dude.
Had it my whole life, and it was a family thing. Then my friends found out, my teachers found out. Ended up on a race car, and the rest is history. So everybody knows me as that now.
Well, it rhymes, so that's
we just keep it going.
Yeah. You and I were talking earlier, and we were talking about your path to where you're at today, and I guess we can dispel the myth that you're just some rich kid that came up with silver spoon and all that. Maybe talk about your background coming up and through the ranks.
Yeah, so I started when I was 6 years old karting. My parents obviously funded it and got a go-kart. Moved up, did legend cars, and then got into late model when I was 15 because that was the age requirement at the time. And I raced late model stocks at Langley Speedway from 2013 all the way up until the end of 22 when I ended up going car store racing. But those years were doing it out of our backyard, older equipment. My mom and dad worked really hard night and day to sacrifice so I could do that. We didn't have a big budget. We couldn't buy tires a lot of times, so we only had our race tires and had a lot of sacrifice along the way. And kind of where my story turned was in 2020. I won my first championship at Langley.
That's a tough track.
Yes, very tough with the competition that ran there on a weekly base, and having to beat the Edwards brothers and guys like that was huge. But I ended up going on a run I won the championship 2020, 21, and 22, 3 in a row, driving my own car. But that third season, when I was going to go to try to do history to be the only I think third guy to do the 3 in a row, I got a job at the Port of Virginia as a longshoreman, and at the same time, the Staten family, which also owned Best Repair Company that sponsors me now, I'd been hanging around with them while John Staten drove his dirt car, and he ended up putting me in his dirt car. So I got that job, was driving his dirt car that season for the first time ever at Dixieland, and then I also was trying to win my third championship in my own car. And I was working 7 days a week. And
so in other words, you never slept.
Oh, it was insane. I probably got some gray hairs because of that season. But we went on a run there. I mean, I ended up winning 17 races that year total between dirt, asphalt. But along the way there, I was kind of accepted that I was going to work at the port, maybe in 23 run some part-time stuff of what we could afford, but we really weren't going to be able to afford, I don't think, to keep running full-time. And I couldn't get off work. And I ended up entering the cars tour race in my own car, like the last minute, the deadline to enter. I ended up winning the cars tour race at Langley, driving my own car, which was a big deal at the time, beating the big teams. And that was the day that the Staten family, which I was winning in their dirt car as a rookie, said, "Do you want to keep working at the port, or do you want to be a race car driver?"
Is that rhetorical?
And that's the easiest answer I had.
Sure.
It was hard to leave a job that was paying good. I was kind of set up for life. My granddad worked there, my dad worked there, so that was a tough decision. But I went into it with no regrets. I put all the chips in. I didn't have a backup plan. I had to make it work.
Absolutely.
And that's when I went and signed.
Burn the ships, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And then that's when I went to Lee Pulliam, and we won our first race together in the 400 that November. That was right after I left my job. And that was the moment I said, it's all going to work out. And we went on our next 2 years of winning a lot of crown jewel races, which led to those truck starts, which led to the ARCA opportunity, and here we are as an ARCA champion going into this weekend. So it's a crazy couple of stories, or a couple of years. I could sit here for hours really getting in depth on this, but truly a journey.
Talk about that mindset where, you're winning, but okay, I got to get a job, and I got to get a regular person job. Like Kenny Wallace said once, he said, we can't do this, and we got to get a real job, and who wants to have a real job? But then you take that upward swing again. Okay, now I'm running for an established team, believes in me. Maybe I don't have to do that. I can do this. Talk about that I don't know, switch of emotions, that kind of feel that. I mean, you had to be the lowest of lows back to the highest of highs.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just shows you to never give up and keep fighting and trust the process, because there's been days in my career where I was at rock bottom and didn't think I would ever get on that other side of the fence or ever get the opportunity to race at this level. And I was content with being a late model stock guy. I mean, I was content being one of the big names in the late model world, but I'm glad that I've got this opportunity to keep going. So it's it's crazy to sit here and think about the top to bottom back up, because
what could have been.
Yeah, and I feel like right now I don't have that what could have been, because I took the risk and went. I feel like if I would have stayed at my job and not done it, now 3 years later I'd been like, man, where could I have been?
Yeah.
And that, looking at it now where I am, I'm like, wow, I made it this far. What's next?
You'll always be an ARCA champion.
That's right.
Always. Can't take it away from you.
Never take it away.
So, I mean, like I was telling you earlier, you look like a kid, but you're 27. Did you think that would also be something that would maybe hold you back a little bit?
Yeah, I did, until Josh Berry made it. It's like once he kind of made it, it changed. 4 years ago, I would have said, there's no way, I'm too old. That's why I'm going to be a late model guy. But something turned, and I think I feel more mature at this age than I did at 18, 19 in my decision making. And I think team owners are starting to kind of see that too, that yeah, the young is nice and it's awesome that you can go fast, but you can't buy the years of experience, and I think that pays off in a lot of races too.
So we're coming into ARCA now, and all you heard about was, and all I ever heard about you was, short track. How's he going to do in the speedways? Well, I guess you dispelled that rumor, that
Yeah.
because I believe all but one of your wins, all but two of your wins were on speedways.
Yeah, wild. I thought it would have been the other way around too.
Yes, nobody else.
I thought we would have won. I thought we would have really won a lot of short track stuff, but we just have missed our short track stuff this year a little bit. I say that we run second or third, but the 18's been really good, and we've been working hard at it. I've been getting better as well as our car's been getting better, but it's been impressive for me because at the next level there's a lot of 1.5 miles and stuff, and to go show that I can win on those types of tracks where I don't have a clue what I was doing coming into the year and I've been learning, I think that's more important at this time of my career, because I know I can accomplish short tracks. I've done it, but being able to win on the 1.5 miles and the miles has been really cool, and getting to win at super speedways and just winning at tracks that I've watched as a kid I never knew I'd race at.
And then plus that big stage.
That's right.
I mean, nothing against drivers who won at the speedways, but your celebrations are memorable, and you
That's
got
right.
the cool nickname. So.
Yeah, I try to
and the American flag. That's a
gotta
that's
have
a plus.
that.
Yeah.
I love the American flag out the window. Keselowski's done it his whole career. I followed him. I loved it. I loved what it stood for. I love showing my support to the troops and everything. And
You're from a military area anyway.
from a military area, yeah. My great granddad was in the Navy, so super cool to be able to do that. I Brad doesn't get mad at me for doing that, but I just think it's super cool. That
I don't think
did
you can
it.
copyright that.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
I just
Trademark
think
it.
I think it's cool, and we did it in the late model days, and honestly, I never knew I'd be on this level where Brad was to be doing it. So I'm not trying to copy him. I like it.
Well, they say imitation is the highest form of flattery. So
Yeah, and I think it shows myself, like of what I stand for and my type of my type of character. And I try to celebrate every win like it's your last, because you're never guaranteed another one.
Good point.
My last one was Kansas. It could be my last one. You're never guaranteed
God
another
forbid.
win.
Mm-hmm.
So I always try to celebrate it where I look back and know I enjoyed that moment, even if it is the last.
So, looking back on 2025, what's your most memorable race, and what's the race you'd like to have back? I guess memorable being most fun.
Well, most memorable, it's probably Daytona. Kicking off the season and winning Daytona, just how many people try to win there that never win there, and knowing I've got a ring from there that I'll always have. That's got to be special. First win with my guys, first career win for me. Just kind of set up our whole season. I think winning at Michigan and holding off Corey Heim was big, just because of where he's at in his career.
My gosh, he's dominating over there. The truck series.
Yeah, and then I think like Dover was special because of our truck arm issue that happened, and I was leading, and the whole rear end was moving, and we were able to hold on to that. And then even like going and winning the dirt race when the throttle was sticking, like just cool moments like that. But one I'd like to have back, everybody knows, is Phoenix. That one still burns me. Coming to the checkered and the caution comes out, and then I let Brent Cruz get the advantage of me there, and just not having as much experience with how to restart these cars. That was my first race on not a super speedway. If I could have that back, I would have done a lot of things different to make sure that he didn't win that race. And that one, he did a good job. Like, I can't take it away from him. I'd have done what he did too, but I just wish I could redo that, because that one hurt, and I'd have loved to have a Phoenix win and have a shot to win 10 races,
We would put that in the "that'll never happen again" file. Right?
Yeah, that's I've changed,
Never happen again.
Changed a lot of things since that race.
So we're sitting in front of two trophies here. One the owners, one the drivers. The drivers, you basically have to flip the switch. You're champion. You guys, but you're still fighting for the owners' championship. Two-part question. When you look at the drivers' trophy, what does that make you think of?
It kind of gives me goosebumps, because like I'm superstitious and I don't want to touch it
right,
until
right.
it's time to hold it.
Right.
But just super cool, because I know the list of champions, and this being a NASCAR touring series, just something as a kid you dream of. In my opinion, this is the next step out of a late model that I didn't know I'd get to. So super cool moment to just sit here and honestly trying to soak it in. It's kind of been weird because I'm here without my team right now, and I think
Feel like you're on your own.
Yeah, I think it'll start sinking in once the race and everything gets going, and we're getting down to it, and I know we're getting ready to be crowned the champion. But also with the owners one up for grabs, I feel like I really haven't.
Little pressure, maybe?
I haven't been able to celebrate, because to me, to complete it, I want to bring that one home for my team.
Yeah.
Which we're in good shape. We just need to finish and have a solid day, but anything can happen. I've been racing long enough, but I think once it gets down to those last 5 laps, or if it's a point in the race where I know enough cars have fallen out and I have it locked up, I think it'll change from a different feeling to a more emotional, we're going to do it. We're going to bring it home. First titles for Pinnacle Racing Group, and just be a special moment. I want that for the guys more than this one, just because they're the reason I'm winning. They make the car fast, and I feel like if I don't bring that home, I failed them too. So
final question. You come from the Norfolk, Chesapeake area of Virginia, and there's a lot of legendary racers come out of the state of Virginia, like the Burtons. They're a little bit west of you, but you have Ricky Rudd, Joe Weatherly, guys like that. it's not the traditional North Carolina thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. But Virginia is it's got to be special to kind of now add to that list of successful drivers coming out of there.
Yeah, it's super cool. I've never met Ricky, but we're from the same hometown, Chesapeake. So I think he's the last one from my area to make it this far. So be cool to follow in his footsteps and be another Chesapeake native. But nothing wrong with the Eastern Virginia area, and I feel like a lot of us that ran Langley Speedway were good enough to make it. It just takes the right reason or right situation and right timing. But I think it's super cool. I'm very proud of where I'm from.
And the last interview, one of the last interviews I was doing was of Cliff Champion, who was a crew chief from your area, knew the Rudds. Ricky, his brother Al, and his dad Al, and his cousin Bill Champion, who was a Cup regular, late '60s, early '70s. But and
you got my good buddy Cliff Daniels. He's from Smithfield, so not too far from out there. Now he's crew chief in Larson. So
you're right. No, you're right. You're right. Any final thoughts as you're heading into this last race of the year?
I just try to soak in the moment. I've been fortunate enough to win, championships the last couple of years in late models, and I always said each one, when I got another chance to have a shot to win another one, I said I'm gonna try to soak it in even more than the last one, because you get so caught up in the moment and you get caught up in the weekend and the season that it goes and it happens and it's done, and then next thing you know, it's the next season and you were like, man, I didn't enjoy the moment. So really this week I tried to soak it all in, knowing the driver's deal was pretty much as long as I showed up. So yeah, I'll try to soak in tonight and soak in the whole day tomorrow, and I know it'll be a fast day, but the plane ride home will hopefully be sweet.
Well, I know every time I've seen you at the track, I've said, hey, you're not going to make it boring again. So maybe who knows what we'll say, tomorrow or next season, huh?
I'd like to keep it boring, just so we can just cap it off. But it ain't going to be that easy. But we'll do all we can.
There's never a dull moment when Butterbean's around. So I appreciate it. Congratulations on the title.
Appreciate it.
And we'll see you tomorrow. And folks, please keep watching Stock Car Facts. Hit that like button. And I hear there's a hype button now on YouTube.
I don't know. That's all new to me.
Somebody talked about it, and well, if it's there, hit it. And
hit the hype button.
Yeah, appreciate you watching, and again, congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Next week, we'll have the honor of posting an interview we did recently with Isabella Robusto. But as for now, it's time for us to shut up and go.
You don't think I'm the kind that would keep blabbing? Some people never know when to stop. When I'm told to shut up, I shut up.
You can't go! All the plants are gonna die!